Hello everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to the Exp Talk Show. So, we've upgraded a few things. It's been a couple weeks.
Can you tell?
But
slick, dude.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's so slick. It's so bubbly and bright.
We've been
started.
We've been on a hiatus, but for those of you guys who haven't been here, this is the science-fueled XP Talk Show where we bring you scientific articles and information weekly. This one's going to be a little bit more. What's
more like history? A history lesson of the past 2 weeks that has been happening with Stephen Lee.
Stephen Lee.
Maybe that's our
and then
working title. For
our science, the science portion of this is going to be pretty. That's a big deal.
I'm jazzed about the science portion of it. I think that's going to be like super important. But we just got some stuff to catch up about. We were talking about this right before for streaming, and we were just like, what else do we talk about? We got something else to talk about.
First up,
dude, we got a couple weeks to talk about.
Lee still has a beard.
Yep.
I'm now mustache.
That's right, you did, and I just noticed that. And okay, I'll get over it. Every time Steve shaves his face, I'm just like, all right, man, you look 12 again. So just as Steve was saying a little bit earlier, so again, the Exp Talk Show, handles below for individual stuff, but we do the show, as you can see on the top right corner, every single week, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursdays. Again, we took a couple weeks off because we had some things going on that we're going to talk about. But
we'll play catch up here.
We'll play a little catch up. So today's episode is a little bit of that recap. Maybe that'll start to fuel some conversation, as it always does. We still have some science for you. Normally, our shows consist of at least something that's scientific or spacey or philosophical,
or
life related.
It's about sharing experience,
related, these kind of things. So we try to, hit all those target audiences out there. The chat will be up, so if you guys have questions or thoughts comments on the conversations we're going to have, by all means, we love that conversation, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got anything, before we get into our couple of weeks, though, you got anything to plug, anything to tell
Yes, I
people,
do.
Tell the good humans?
We're still working with MAPS. So, for those of you guys who don't know, MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies.
This guy said it probably 30,000 times.
A million
which is
times.
Why he could just like that.
It's also written whenever I type it out, so it helps after I get to do it. But they're getting into phase 3 trials, or are currently concluding. Actually, they're concluding phase 3 trials of their MDMA-assisted psychotherapy, and it's insane. So to break it down as simply as possible, PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. It can happen to veterans. It can happen to people growing up in terrible situations. There's a full spectrum to this, and the way PTSD works is that a traumatic event is so bad that it imprints itself into the short-term memory of the brain. And why is that important? Because let's just say we're a veteran. Easiest example, I think, firework goes off at 4th of July. I'm instantly brought back to that terrible moment, gunfire, whatever it was. And the feelings, the smells in some cases, even like visuals will change to cause people to think that they're brought back to that traumatic event. And it's terrible, right? But there is a cure for it. And the cure is actually psychotherapy assisted with MDMA. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what MDMA is, it's normally like a party drug. What they're finding is that it's actually very beneficial to be used in tandem with psychotherapy, because what it allows the brain to do is it opens up the brain's ability to get coached through that traumatic event.
Neural pathways, if you will.
Neural pathways. Science, man. Yeah, it allows them to open up the neural pathways to look at that traumatic event, get coached through it through psychotherapy, and by the 12th session, they're having like an 85 to 95% success rate with people who are going through, which is insane. So we've donated quite a bit. What are we at right now? I think we're at like 27%.
I think we've donated
23%,
$38 billion to this organization to this day.
$352.
352
out of our goal of 1,500, which is awesome for the year.
I mean,
so
for kind of like the, we talk about it a lot, and like whenever you think about these kind of donation pages and everything, you're just like, what kind of difference can I do? And like you think about just like, oh, I'm gonna get like bucks because of my streamers, but 350 something is pretty awesome. We're all here to connect. We're all here to love each other, man.
Yeah, and just like
Be positivity.
and just to point out too, like we're not expecting people to donate. If you can't, that's not what this is. It's really spreading awareness. Yeah. If you can host the channel, retweet, any support is extremely appreciated.
Yeah.
Lee, how have your past 2 weeks been, man?
I don't want to take up a bulk of the time. Okay, so here's what's going on. So last couple weeks, I turned 30. Are you familiar with Doug Loves Movies, the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that live. So Doug Benson, like the known like weed smoking
comedian. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a podcast that I love, and it's like a live taped like comedy like movie trivia podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
And they had one of their tapings at Rosemont in Illinois. So Elaine and I went. So the show was incredible, but then there was this woman behind Elaine and I. She like taps us on the shoulder, and she was like, "Hey, you know, sorry guys in advance. I whistled really loud." I'm like, "Okay," cracking a couple of jokes like, "Just go ahead and whistle up and not in the back of our ears, right?" And I thought it wasn't gonna be a big deal, and then immediately when the show started, she's like, and then mind you, this is like not a big comedy venue, right? And so she's just wailing it. Like wailing it like right fucking there in the back of our ears. Damn. And she also pulled this shit that's like anytime like you know, because you're supposed to be silent. The audience is supposed to be like shut the fuck up, right? But this woman was responding to Doug like when he was saying things as if they were having a conversation, but they very clearly were not.
Fucking frustrating.
Oh my gosh! So it was like
she's one of those people that's like
just by herself.
It's like that filter that you would have where it's like, okay, if I ever met like Joe Rogan,
right?
I'm not gonna assume Joe Rogan knows me,
right?
Because just because I listen to him and like I'm a huge fan or whatever, that's like I think the missing filter for her. She's like, I know Doug. Doug knows me.
Oh yeah, and it's just like, I've been to several. Like I know what we're supposed to do here, but it's like you know, and this woman was like older. Like no offense to her, but she was like an older. It
doesn't matter how old it's the experience level, bro.
Dude, it was.
She had a very low social
experience level.
Awareness, experience level.
And I'm not usually one to kind of like point it out, but like I was literally getting a headache from it, so I had to lean over and I was like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but that is just it's too loud. I have a blistering headache." And then she just kept doing it the whole show, which is ridiculous. God. And then after the show, super great show. It was a really good fun time. And it was Cinco de Mayo. So so Elaine and I were like, "Where are we going to go for Cinco de Mayo and celebrate a little bit?" So we went to in Rosemont, douchey capital of Chicago, right? And we went to Adobe Gilla's. Are you familiar? It's basically the Applebee's of Mexican restaurants.
That's a good description.
And so just super over exaggerated, and especially with Cinco de Mayo, so super packed and like so we walk in and there was a fresh bachelorette party. Like and
after all the whistling and this loud ass woman.
Dude, there was this big like
woo!
Like her, you know, and you obviously could point out the bride because she had this fucking
sash,
this glittery shirt that said pop the bubbly, I'm getting a hubbly. Yeah, dumbest fucking thing. And so and then we hear the 90s cover band started playing too. They started playing Lit. You remember Lit?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they started playing Lit, and I was sitting there just like face in palm, just like
I can't remember the fucking. Didn't mean to tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. They started playing that song too, of course, right?
Please tell me why. I'm sleeping with my clothes on last night.
You're all singing it in your heads if you remember that song. You remember that.
Don't fucking pretend. You fucking know.
Oh, God. But it was just
song.
Like... So it was a combination of like, this is the worst and also the best thing that I've ever experienced.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff happening at the same time.
It really was. But it made it.
Did they play Smash Mouth?
Huh? They did, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. And it was just like, it was the best combination. And I was like, this is excellent.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a shit show.
After like this shitty woman whistling at me, these bachelorette parties, you're expecting like just annoying dinner and then just like fucking Smash Mouth.
Yeah, right. So we're just sitting there having this shitty margarita.
You can't even be upset about it.
Yeah, it was, so it turned out to be actually like, one of the best Cinco de Mayos I've ever had. Following week is my birthday. So excited. It was awesome. Like had just the best time. Like like had a bunch of things like kind of planned out through the week. Steve, you came out to my birthday, which I really appreciate.
I did.
Such a good time. It's
birthday present hasn't come yet.
Can't
Still
wait,
upset
man.
about it.
He said limited edition. It was one of like what, 100?
Like Dick perked up immediately.
Yes, boink. Right? When you see limited edition in my eyes, I'm like,
especially when it's something you love.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I can't
limited edition, Wolverine. Limited edition.
Oh, so
Wolverine.
I didn't know that part.
I told you that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
because you don't have a whole lot of like Wolverine, X-Men stuff.
Working on it.
You're all Star Wars related.
Yep. I gotta, you know, because Wolverine's my jam, man. Gotta start getting into that.
Dude, fucking best superhero movie ever. Next to Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
We're like right here.
Infinity War, though.
I didn't see it.
That shit. You need to see it. You need to see that so bad. I've seen it twice. I'll see it again if you want to see it again.
I haven't seen. Pretty much every other stuff. I haven't seen Civil War.
Oh my!
I haven't seen the latest Captain America. I haven't seen. The most recent movie I saw, like in the series or whatever,
Catwoman. You saw the original Catwoman?
Yeah,
in
with
theaters?
Halle Berry in theaters. It was the best. Oh my god. What was it?
Sucks.
Oh, Black Panther, which was okay. It was good.
I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that a lot.
And Doctor Strange.
Also,
Parallel
just one
universes,
of the best
I like that.
visual, like, so great.
Good stuff.
See it.
But what else? What else you got?
That's about it.
What was the Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty, guys.
Yes. Oh, so like
70 new episodes.
Dude, that happened on my birthday.
Dude,
I was like, this is a birthday gift just for me. For me. So, that was like, because I thought that was a joke.
Yeah.
Like, who announces that they're gonna make 70 episodes, especially if they've been on hiatus for a minute?
Yeah.
It's
is
like,
that season? They're on season 3.
That was season 3.
So that's definitely
like 4 or 5. Yeah, that's like
total.
At least 10 seasons.
That's a good round number.
That's
like that.
crazy. So I think that was like super exciting. I was like, Rick and Morty got some great gifts, great experiences, had the best old fashioned I've ever had in my life at this cocktail joint in Chicago. Oh my gosh. This is a good time. It was a good weekend. A couple weeks. Tell me about you. Come on.
Man, it's been crazy.
Yeah,
so,
tell me all about it.
I mean, you guys have seen me streaming, but it's been a while since me and Lee have done the talk show. So I took a week off, upgraded a few things. As you can see, we're visually crisp.
Look at this.
We got
Can you tell us what we did
got
here?
some transitions.
How did you make that?
It's all in motion graphics and in motion on Mac.
So cool.
Yeah,
man.
so I did that, and then the camera got upgraded via various settings just so it looks a little bit better.
Look at that.
Because
hold on, check this out. Look at how good I look. Cool.
Yeah, and then I can just
pretty cool, man. I dig that. Look at this upgrade in the stream. If you guys aren't, like sharing this out and like getting some more followers for Konky over here.
The eye of a stoned man.
Y'all monsters, dog.
Speaking of following, we hit 1,000 followers. So
hold on.
That was fucking sick.
Just a clap right now. Can we get some what do they call it? They call it bits?
They call it hype.
Yeah, get some hype in the chat right now for 1,000 fucking followers, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm not done clapping. You guys, hype crew right now. 1,000 goddamn followers.
Can I get chair in the chat, please? Chair. Just type out chair. Everyone, type out chair, please.
Type out chair. Do it what the man says.
Can I get some chairs?
When he has 1,000 followers, he is now legally your president. Listen to him.
Yeah, so we hit 1,000. That was
so
super
cool.
exciting. I've been doing more talk show stuff with the team that I'm on. We just finished one yesterday with one of our members. Talked a little bit about ADHD, and it's actually really cool. So like I'm having more mental health conversations.
Cool. Yeah.
Flaming Delta actually came in. I mean, he was talking about how he was in a previous streamer's channel. They were like a therapist or whatever, quote unquote, or trying to be, and they were like, I can't help you, blah blah blah. And it's like you shouldn't be coming on Twitch for help. Like that's not what that. That's not
the
what
right
platform
outlet.
is.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you can be a mental health advocate. You can talk. you know, from experience, but like if somebody is on Twitch promoting that they can help you with your mental illness, that's not how this platform works. I'm sorry. Like,
it's not.
You can share experiences, you can talk about what you've been through, and that's what we did. We were in the middle of playing a game.
Yeah.
We'd been playing for like 4 hours or so. I was playing Earthbound on Super Nintendo.
Sweet.
And then he came in and he was like really upset and all that, and I mean, I've seen streamers have these people come in that are just like having a bad day, and most of the time the streamer just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like you shouldn't be bringing this negativity into my chat.
Right.
Don't fucking talk about it. Like, that's not the kind of environment that I want. So we literally just sat down, all of us. I say all of us because the chat also was participating in like helping.
Cool.
So we were like talking from different perspectives.
Oh,
I spoke from, because he's dealing with like physical abuse and like mental abuse and all this other stuff, and I went through very similar things, just in a different timeline, and we had this whole conversation about, you know, you are me living a different life, and life expresses itself in different variables, and it doesn't matter your gender, age, whatever it is, like everybody goes through the same shit, and how you get out of it determines like what you can pull from it in terms of experience and like go forward, right? And then we ended up watching like a bunch of like inspirational videos that like we as groups were like, hey, I should remember.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
No, it was yesterday? Because you played the most interesting fact video with Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, it was just cool.
God, that video's so good,
It was just one of those things where it was
awesome.
like, you know, the momentum of the negativity wasn't negative, it was like we collectively wanted to help, and then ending it with like, you know, we are star stuff, we are connection, like we all want to be involved in the world in some way, shape, or form, like
a sense of purpose and a sense of like the size you are, you know, and it's like, and like how much of an impact, that like kind of on that same, just really quick, and I'll let you continue. The one, and actually because it would have been his 100th birthday, is a physicist named Richard Feynman. So he's a physicist from like the, you know, like way back when, and like in the 80s and 70s. So he would have been 100 actually the day after on my birthday, which is pretty cool. But so I grabbed a quote from Richard Feynman that he's pretty well known for, that just resonated for me. So it's everywhere that like any profile that I have or something like that, because it means so much to me.
He worked on he worked on the Manhattan Project, and he was a major physics
he's fucking
dude.
Inspiring as hell. Like,
Holy
watch
crap.
videos of him on YouTube and stuff. Richard Feynman, Feynman.
Damn, he died from cancer.
Yeah, dude, it sucks. But yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No problem. No, so like,
what was the quote?
So the quote was based off of a poem that he wrote called "An Atom in the Universe." So the phrase is a universe of atoms, comma, an atom in the universe. If that doesn't, so like to kind of build like a quick little context is like, so like us as humans are built up of literally just billions and billions and billions of atoms, right?
Right.
So now the same kind of sense of our connection to the universe is like, I'm just one piece into the bigger picture.
Right.
So it's like, I am a bundle of atoms as you see me, you know, but I am just an atom in the universe. So it's like, gives you the sense of like direction and, and sense of the universe around you. So it's like, I love that. Cool. I'm gonna like that's tattoo worthy for me. So
wait, hold on. Let's stop for a second.
Soak it up.
No talking. See?
That's cool. Yeah, good call. So there's sounds coming from outside, but Steve also upgraded the audio settings here, so that is it playing? I don't think. So that you don't get any outside noise. Man.
Let's see. I went floating, and then
like what? Okay, so how about this? Maybe this might help you fuel some thought here. So
that's it.
Do you want to get into the science, dude?
Yeah, let's talk about how mushrooms can cure your tummy and then some. Let's talk really quick about
science.
Something crazy.
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, the bees are dying. It's all over Facebook. It's all over Twitter. Honeybees.
Specifically honeybees.
Well, not just honeybees.
I mean, all bees, but yes,
all
specifically
bees
honeybees
are being killed off, die off. So hive die-off is a really big problem, and it's not just commercial anymore. So scientists have estimated that 80% of the live bee population is infected. And what we mean by that is infected with this mite. It's called Varroa.
Oh, dude, it's some badass name. It's like Veramite.
Veromoamite.
Varroamite.
Yeah,
It's just like particular tiny mite. Almost looks
the
like
Varroa mite.
Yes.
So it's about the size of a pencil tip or a pen tip. But in terms of relation to how big it is on a bee, it's like if you had a pancake on your bee. Like about this big. And what the mite does is it injects honeybees and of the like with a virus, various viruses, and one of the most devastating effects of the virus is that it dwarfs their wings. So the average lifespan of a honeybee is about 30 days. They fly for an average of 9 days, pollinating roughly thousands of plants all over the area, and then they come back to the hive. With this virus, it actually like decimates the hive, causes them to live half of the time of what they normally do, and they can only fly for 4 days. In most cases, the bees fly off and can't come back because they're so exhausted from carrying their own body weight.
For that's a pollinating tool that can't travel from different plants.
Right. And for those of you guys who don't know who Paul Stamets is, he is one of the top scientists in mushrooms, all that stuff, and he's all self-taught, which is insane.
That's crazy.
He actually worked with Terence McKenna, the guy who came up with the stoned ape hypothesis.
Yes.
And we can go into that a little bit. But when it comes down to what he's discovered, essentially, like he files patents for all this stuff, and Monsanto and all these like big pharma companies are actually trying to prevent him from doing this, which is crazy. We've resorted to using cattle level pesticides on honeybees to get rid of this mite, and on average, when I say cattle level, I mean like a fucking cow can handle this, a fucking bug this big cannot.
Yeah.
They used to spray the hives down about twice per year. Now they're spraying about 9 times a year. Not only killing them off from, the mites are killing them, but on top of that, crazy levels of insecticide or pesticide to kill off something that they should be treating in some other way. So they've come up with a variety of different ways to try to figure this out. They came out with, since bees can withstand honeybees can withstand a high temperature, they came out with like solar powered hives that'll kill the mites because the temperature is too hot for the mites, but hot enough for the bees to exist in there. It's something that could exist in the winter. However, all of this stuff is really expensive.
Yeah. If
you're a small farmer, or you have one single hive, or you're starting to build your hive, the likelihood of your bees being infected and then having to start over again is insane. And just to give you guys the idea of the cost, if you had 10 hives that were infected and they got decimated, the replacement for those is $70,000 plus. When it comes down to what he's discovered, so the way he discovered it, and I'll just recall the story for him, and forgive me if I butcher this, but he was out watering his mushroom fields or whatever, like the growths and stuff, and he noticed that there was a fuckload of honeybees within the garden that he had, and they had pushed away all the wood chips and dirt and all that stuff to get to the mycelium, this sugary fungus network. And that's what he made that connection. So he's like, bees are drinking my mushroom, like the mushroom bed juice.
Mushroom juice.
And he's like, that's so fucking strange. Like, why would that be the case? So he calls up a few of his friends who are scientists, have bees, and he goes, hey, I've got this crazy idea. Plant this mushroom. It costs like literally 20 cents spores to create this. Just make sure you compost, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then over the course of a few weeks, they started to find out, okay, well, this is actually working. So these bees that are infected with this virus that prevents them from flying, the mushroom actually boosts their immune response, kills off the mite, and then not only does it double the bee's lifespan, but it reverses that genetic virus that causes their wings to dwarf by 10 days. In 10 days.
Damn, dude. Science is real, dude. Science is real. That's amazing.
We literally cured the whole bee crisis.
Yeah.
So Europe got wind of this, and they were like, well, fuck the pesticides. We don't need them. We're using mushrooms. We're the only country right now that doesn't do that. and it's frustrating.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, so like local
farmers.
Well,
I will say, like, I mean, if as long as at least a majority of the world is doing it, I think that's
we're
a
huge
start.
portion of that.
Well, we are huge, yeah.
And like when we're talking about the industry around food and how that works, what was it?
$15 billion worth of
$15 billion.
It's all based off of honeybees, like honeybees alone. So
honeybees pollination. So
right. You think of the kind of impact that is on our agriculture and like our food supply and stuff.
Right.
It's a big deal.
It's crazy. So for them to have a life debilitating virus essentially, and then to completely reverse that, double their lifespan so that they can fly even longer and pollinate
produce
even more.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like
that's nuts.
The fact that this was like a newly discovered thing is it's literally going to change the world, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think it's like, you know, when you hear these kinds of things, it's like you need to know that like what next has to happen is, again, the talk about it and like everybody, you know, making sure that they could put that into more practice.
Right.
Because it's like you hear these great things and you're like, that sounds awesome, but then you just kind of beep.
Yeah.
Right.
So just touching base really quick on what Switch said. So yes, there is a character in Star Trek called Paul Stamets, and it's the same guy.
That's so cool.
He was
so
approached...
not only is he an actual like mushroom scientist, he's in TV too.
Well, yeah, and he kind of fucked up on this one, but he gave them the idea of how they traverse space and time in Star Trek. So the way it works is he explains, so the mycelium network that I was talking about, how mushrooms communicate across vast distances and create like an ecological network to find food, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You extrapolate that and you build it up, because human beings are closer related to fungi than they are to other organisms. We're like single-celled organisms, fungi, like we're right there. It's kind of crazy. So the way he explained it, we're fungal beings. The same way a mushroom would digest food is they create a syncrotic sac, or I think that's what he called it, or a sac around the materials they're going to absorb, the nutrients, that sort of thing, and that's our stomach.
Damn.
Stomach, gut bacteria, all this stuff.
Tummy.
Your gut bacteria is older than you. It gets passed along. Just by being in contact with me, we are like fungally communicating in some way, shape, or form. That's how he explains it. So if you take the mycelium network, extrapolate that, you get cities, you get people, you get neural networks.
Yeah.
That's how our brains work. Our brains work like a fungal network does.
Everything is connected.
So when you extrapolate it up even further, galaxy, purple, gooey stuff, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like with the galaxy view, the mycelium network goes all the way up into the universe. That's what he's talking about. For anybody who's taken mushrooms in a legal state or in a place where you can do it legally, that feeling of interconnectedness, understanding everything, being in the present, being a part of a system, that happens because that's how mushrooms operate on a basic level.
That's so crazy.
So the feeling that comes from it, even if it's like a mild dose, is the same feeling. It's just a matter of, okay, well, are we doing a hero's journey right now, or are we doing like, oh, I'm connected to it, sort of thing.
It's almost like you're eating the brain of the mushroom and it's becoming you.
You're gaining knowledge from the fungal network, and then that gets passed into your stomach, which is also fungal, and then becomes like this, I am everything. I am... Yeah. So
that's nuts, dude.
Yeah, I'm not... Okay, we don't encourage people to do illegal drugs. This is just a conversation. If you guys want to learn more about that, it's on maps.org/research.
Can't stop.
Yeah,
won't stop,
so
y'all.
Going back to the Star Trek thing, so like that's how they traverse, is he understands the universe network, and then you can go literally wherever you want because the network is connected everywhere. It's just a matter of using the mycelial space network to traverse space and time.
We're tripping here. This is pretty amazing.
But yeah, so bees, man. So they found the cure for bees. They didn't go into like, you know, how long it is. He actually did that in the Joe Rogan podcast, and then there's separate articles and stuff that he wrote.
Cool.
But it's insanely awesome
and then detailed, and like all the information with it. Yeah, that's cool.
And they were doing he also explained some of the other benefits from ingesting like gourmet mushroom stuff too. So I'm not sponsored by this company or anything. It's called hostdefense.com. It's a supplement, or I said quotes, it's a supplement of those gourmet mushrooms And some of them help with like brain functionality, autoimmune responses, energy levels, balancing your gut bacteria. And the one that I'm taking is related to the lion's mane mushroom. So in one of the scientific studies that they did with this lion's mane mushroom, if you guys haven't seen it, it looks actually pretty cool. Let me show you. Lion's mane mushroom.
Whoa.
Internet.
It just looks like a poodle.
Yeah, it's like really furry. It looks
That's
like
crazy.
a coral.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this lion's mane mushroom, this is actually how they grow it. It's like a nutrient sac, and then they grow off of it like as if it was a tree.
Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, so yeah, hostdefense.com is the website that I got this from, but it was $20 for 120 capsules. The reason why I decided to purchase it is because ADHD, right? It's very hard for us to focus, and I'm looking for things all the time to focus. Yeah. And so they did a controlled study where they had rats with placebo, rats without placebo, and they set up a maze so that, you know, these rats would go in and they'd figure out where the food is and then just repeat the pattern. Mm-hmm. And then what they did was they introduced a neurotoxin, which acts as if it's Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. It puts the amyloid plaques on the neurotransmitters that doesn't allow them to make connections like they used to. So they're either disinterested in the puzzle or they just don't know where to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And so after, I think it was like 10, no, it was... Yeah, it was I think it was 2 weeks or 10 weeks. That's a really big difference. But after a few weeks of introducing lion's mane mushroom, they found that not only did it remove the plaques, but they were figuring things out faster and regained the previous knowledge that they had. Cool. And what the idea is that it allows you to build new neurotransmitters, or at least like get the gunk off of your neural.
Cool.
In some way, shape, or
Did
form.
you see, like, with the supplement you were taking, did you see kind of a difference in your own brain?
Not yet. I've been taking it for about a week now.
Okay. Slow burn.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I take this supplement called Alpha Brain also.
Yeah.
That helps a fuckload, like, in all honesty. I know when I'm on it. I know when I'm not on it.
Shameless plug here, guys.
I'm not sponsored. I just want to be sponsored by them. But yeah, man, that's
crazy, dude.
Crazy.
So I think that kind of just brings up a topic where it's like, so here's just like another quick thing.
Yeah,
I think we're probably gonna wrap up in a little bit because I'm getting slowly like.
Oh yeah, it's 9 o'clock already.
Yeah, I'm slowly digging back into the mushroom earth that we all came from. Yeah. But so I think it's like it brings up a thought of just obviously the information that we just don't know about the earth, just the earth, right?
Right.
It's the information that we don't know about it. So I think it's What? Sorry, Comic Sansler.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
You can watch the VOD. It's going to be highlighted. You're going to be able to see here.
We're still going to have like a little Q&A session, maybe.
Yeah, dudes.
So think about those questions now. But so a documentary series that I'm watching.
Yeah.
One Strange Rock.
One Strange Rock.
Y'all need to watch that shit immediately. So he's got something for you. So One Strange Rocket is on Nat Geo, on the Nat Geo channel. And it straight up is like a planet Earth, mixed with cosmos kind of show where it talks just about like elements of the Earth. So for example, the first episode, and it's also hosted by Will Smith, which when you first think about that, it's kind of hilarious, but like at the same time, it's kind of like goofy. Yeah. And he does a pretty good job. It's pretty good. But got going on.
Sorry, I was just seeing what's going on.
ADD, right? That's how the brain works. Dude, what?
Oh,
that's terrifying.
Look at this.
That's fucking terrifying. Look at that teensy little perk mouth.
You can only make the tiniest
That's
kisses.
the tiniest kisses mouth. Oh my god.
Dude, you look like a jock.
My chin is very tiny.
You're kind of Brock Lesnar-esque.
Thick neckline there.
Thick boy over here.
Yikes. Well, hey, thanks for the wonderful artwork.
I'm saving this.
You can't. Oh dear gripes. So yeah, One Strange Rock. So it is. The first episode was based off of oxygen.
Dude, this is gonna be clickbait for like next episode. I'm like, Lee shaved his beard. And they'll be like,
"Oh, don't lie to the people. We were just talking about that with trailers. Don't lie to them."
But this is great because they'll be like, "Oh, thank God,"
That's
you know.
fine. Yeah. Psych. Didn't shave it. I'm not gonna shave it.
Only you guys know about this.
Anytime soon. That's awesome. Love you guys. That's pretty great. So so yeah, One Strange Rock. So the first episode is about oxygen.
Oh yeah, let me write this down. Sorry.
Right? So and what they yeah. Jesus. Okay. Anyways, lost my train of thought. Stop it, guys. Like my brain can only handle so much. But so the first episode was on oxygen, and like the way that they shoot it, it's produced by Darren Aronofsky.
Okay.
The director, and it's just like so good. And so it's produced well, it's shot really well, the visual effects are incredible. They give you kind of like, outer space stuff.
What's it again, really quick?
One Strange Rock.
One Strange Rock.
But the beauty of it is that like each episode they interview in depth different astronauts that have been on the International Space Station for like more than like 2-3 weeks, sometimes months, sometimes a year, and stuff. So my point is the sense of perception, right?
Yeah.
And so when thanks Switch, thanks for hanging out.
Night.
So it gives you a sense of perception. So it's like when you think about like us on Earth, we're so fucking tiny in comparison to the planet Earth, right? Which means that we don't see all of these big things that actually happen, and we don't have that sense of perspective.
Right.
When you see like a rain cloud coming, it's like, oh, it's gonna rain.
Right.
But you can't see the development of that rain cloud system, and you see it like coming from another country or blowing from another, country or whatever. So for example, right? So like they talked about the like sandstorms that were in Africa and how and you could see it from space. This is what was beautiful about it. It's like, so you see these sandstorms in Africa and it's blowing the sand, the debris into South America, which brought nutrients from Africa into South America, which is why like all of that, there's so much vegetation in the Amazon and rainforest and everything like that.
So it's like mineralizing and depositing like the nutrients.
It's fucking unbelievable. And so like, so they just
wait, hold on. There's sounds happening. We just got a new subscriber.
Oh, hello. Thanks for subscribing.
You fucking bitch. Yes, dude. Comic Sans. Thank you, man.
So good, man. Thanks.
Plural
dude.
now.
Coming up at the end and like you're joining us like that. It's so good. So watch it. Oh my gosh. So that's what kind of gave me that sense of connectivity and that sense of perception. So with like the fungal network,
yeah,
I have a feeling like if we get this new sense of network,
so we're doing that. We're hanging out next Wednesday.
We're hanging out next Wednesday.
There was a documentary we're going to watch, and it's called "The Kingdom: How Fungi Made Our World."
I am okay with this. Oh, we're gonna have a fun time.
Ooh, Kaylee.
So yes, so like you think about like so another sense of it was the connectivity about how just like everything kind of total interconnectivity about how everything is working together. And I think that was the second episode if I'm not mistaken. But like you think about every animal, every organism and stuff like that. It is literally just a machine. Everything is a machine on planet Earth that needs to work this particular way
in order for
things
to thrive, aka
yes, exactly.
life.
In order for life to thrive, so it's like you think about, especially with this this fungal network, right?
Shut the fuck up, comic. Earth is also the most dangerous thing on this planet.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense, dude.
It's true, dude.
Doesn't make any sense.
Kaylee, hi.
Oh, there's 2 comics in here.
I hope everything's okay. By the way, I did see that your kid is doing well. Oh God, yes, dude, we're getting rated right now
with 9
shit
people. Hey, dudes.
Oh, Raven. Oh
so
shit, Yo Kush is here too.
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Wait, you guys couldn't show up an hour and a half earlier?
It's alright. I'll still be here. God damn.
Christ, you guys could have come an hour and a half before.
Dude, thank you so much.
That's okay. Right. We appreciate you guys all being here and stuff. But we're on the topic of discussion about like this breed of mushrooms that is going to help the population of honeybees in North America. Mm-hmm. I say specifically North America because Steve has informed us that other countries are adapting this method of using mushroom juice to feed to bees. Feed? I think feed? That sound. Yeah. So feed it to bees that kill these mites that are starting to disrupt their DNA and basically break their wings. Which is incredibly sad and depressing. So, which brought us on the topic, like it made me think about the connection of like the entire planet and how there's this sense of perception that none of us really get if we don't go into space, right?
Correct.
So this show, One Strange Rock, that we're talking about on Nat Geo. So, you know, it's incredible, like how they just and the shots, dude,
are unreal.
Oh, because it's like it's shots from the ISS.
Is it those kind of shots that like enter your body and you're just like the perspective is just so astounding that you just can't help be like,
oh,
what am I?
Like I wanted to cry so hard but couldn't because I was so taken. Damn. Like it's incredible because now we have the technology of like 4K cameras and high quality DSLR cameras.
Right.
So like
and film
you
from
can
space
see
now.
Shit. There were shots. Oh my god, this might get into a conversation, and I apologize if we spend more time on it. But so you get this sense of perception when you're on the ISS where it's like you could see all of the weather patterns, you can see all the different landscapes, you can see a desert. And then 20 minutes later, see the Arctic, like all this kind of crazy shit.
It's all within the field of view.
Right. It's all within the field of view. So when you see it, it's just like you just completely change your perception. So like, so the next level to that. So this is why I'm very excited about sending anybody into space. If you just send anybody into space and you look down at planet Earth and you see this tornado, this like huge storm coming. It's like, where that's coming from and where it's going to hit and all this shit. So it's like, that I'm very excited for like more people to just be able to go see that, right?
Oh yeah.
So another example is like the other episode. I'm not spoiling anything because you just gotta fucking watch it.
You can't spoil the world.
Oh yeah, you can't. This is. I mean, that's the thing. It's like none of this is new. This is what's amazing about it, right? So the second episode was called Storm, I think it was, and it talked about the kind of the almost the creation of the planet. Like where it came from, like the birth of the Earth, of planet Earth.
Yeah.
So it talks about how it was like this rock that's floating, and then it kind of spun out, like all this kind of stuff.
Got bombarded with asteroids.
Right, got bombarded with asteroids. They talk about
is possibly where mushrooms came from because they can survive in a vacuum.
Are you guys listening to this? Because this shit must trip you out.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, if mushrooms can exist in a vacuum. And mushrooms can create a neural network in which life can exist. That means that if we find another fucking planet with mushrooms on it, there's probably intelligent life in the fucking progress bar there.
You guys listening? Because this shit is incredible.
Oh my god.
So like, God,
I love saying shit like that just like enters your brain and makes you rub your forehead like that.
But that's the thing. It's like, this information that we don't, like the stuff that we don't know is amazing,
dude. It's
right.
So...
Like imagine,
Yes,
imagine
yes,
this...
Josh. Mushrooms can exist in a vacuum. The spores of a mushroom can literally travel through space and then fucking grow if they landed on a fucking planet where there's food.
Okay, this is just it's all so good. And so let me give you an example. So like this is just the stuff that we don't know. So
and Crow will talk more about men eating mushrooms in a moment.
Man,
maybe without you if you can't hang out.
Thanks
for the
totally
bits.
Cool. If you guys need to continue the conversation, totally fine. I'm starving, so I'm gonna get some food pretty soon.
Go on.
So it's just you fill your brain with this stuff. So like something that we all can quite literally experience, right? Is the birth of the internet.
Yes. Well, not everyone.
About 20 years ago.
We can, you and me.
I mean, a lot of our generation.
I remember boobies loading line by line.
Yeah, you got the slow. You had to pray. No, but that even before that, you had to go play outside. You had to play with toys. You had to
play
TV,
the game outside.
Maybe little video games, like some early consoles and stuff like that. But the internet didn't fucking exist, right? Now, it exists. So there was literally a point in our lifetime that there was something that didn't exist, and then something that did, in the sense of something that we never could even fathom.
Isn't it weird how things create networks to communicate more effectively?
He's going back to the network shit. He's going back to the networks of mushrooms.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, it's all... You remember when you're talking about it's the fundamentals. It's fractal.
Oh, God. Fractal geometry. Don't even get me started.
Just
fractal geometry. Look it up. Fractal geometry.
You can easily extrapolate the fact that, like, if we came from a organism that made itself off of networks... That is literally how we operate, dude. We have this is a network. We're on the network right now. Network. Now I'm just gonna keep saying network, dude.
So I think the theme of this entire conversation is connectivity, right?
And networking.
Connectivity of things like kind of being together and stuff like that. So the other thing too, and this is all after like billions and billions of years, of course, right? The development of planet Earth. So the second episode talks about the asteroid that hit Earth that destroyed all the dinosaurs
with possible mushrooms on it
in great detail.
Oh, sorry, mushrooms were there beforehand. The oldest mushroom is 14. Hold on. Sorry, go ahead.
This kid loves his mushrooms, dude. So they talk about the actual the asteroid that hit planet Earth and destroyed all the dinosaurs, but they talk about it in so much detail that it just makes you believe it so hard and be like, no, obviously this is how it happens. 115 million. Okay. Well,
when did humanity come to exist?
I give up on all life. I don't give up. I'm passionate and excited about the future of the human race and society as we know. But it's like, so it talks about...
Oh, okay, so humanity...
I didn't disagree with you.
Humanity is 1.8 million years old. The oldest mushroom is 115 million years old, and it looks exactly like it would have now.
I didn't disagree with him.
Nobody's disagreeing. I'm just so stoked about mushroom facts.
Good. So asteroid hitting the Earth, right? And then they still actually go to where the crater was like actually hit.
Yeah.
Like there's still evidence of the crater. It's in Mexico. Yeah. So the crater that wiped out all like dinosaurs on planet Earth, you could see the crater still. You can see from the space station. So that's that sense of perception. But then it's like you go down there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have taken that sense of perception if it wasn't for seeing it from space.
Right.
To make you go down there and be like, what the fuck's up with that place?
Right.
So like, so then there's shots of like these like native like Mexicans that would deep dive, that would just free dive, no oxygen, no nothing. They would free dive like hundreds of kilometers down, and then get to this like murky bottom that had all these different chemicals and stuff like that that were just from fucking space.
That's so cool,
right? So they go through that, and then they go through the earlier times when how the moon was created.
Right.
If it wasn't for that giant collision of like this other
planet
Earth-side planet, like so our Earth at that point, so it was just like a whole molten lava.
Right.
It just burned the fuck up.
Well,
right?
yeah, from the collision and moving and all that. Yeah.
It was on fire. Then it gets hit. No, I'm sorry. This is beforehand. Anyway, so this other like Earth-sized planet hits ours. That formed our Earth, and then the moon,
smoothing it out,
right? And then the moon. So
the hands are gravity. The hands are the gravitational pull, and it's spherical. Flat earthers, get the fuck out of here.
Don't even.
Sorry, don't get the fuck out of here. Learn.
Yeah,
y'all gonna learn today.
Read a fucking book. So oh god. So you have these two planet-sized things. So now you have the Earth. And you have the moon that are very close together that are spinning out of control. They're like going so crazy. But then like just the natural, forms of physics and gravity.
How physics work.
And then it just kind of eventually spun to a point where it cooled the Earth down. So it's because of the moon's
and this all didn't happen in 5 minutes. We're talking about millions and millions and millions and millions.
But just
because
so here's the other perception element to it is not only seeing it from space, seeing it from a space station where you could like literally see things with your own eyes. But it's also like I love the sense of animation and computer graphics and computer imaging
to
show us that stuff
because we can conceptualize that. We can't fathom it. Like when I say a billion years, you can't hear that word and be like, I know what that's like.
Konky personified. You guys doing your photos?
Hey, yo, guys, hold on 1 second. Let me fucking put
hilarious.
this here. This is me. Internet. Oop. Oh wait, no, this is me.
That is actually you.
This is me not on shrooms.
Dude, y'all Photoshop skills is off the chart.
This was great. I'm gonna save this too.
Oh shit, sorry.
No, you're good.
Still in the chat. But yeah, so you think about like this like crazy visual element to it that these animators and 3D design and artists and shit are creating. It's like the more that computer graphics get better and better, the more that we're going to be able to believe not only what's true but what's not true. So like again, science fiction and stuff like that. So
right,
small example is Solo's coming out next week.
Han Solo
movie. I'm actually really really excited for it.
I'm excited to see Childish Gambino as Lando.
Oh hell yeah! So like,
come on, man.
So this isn't like really a spoiler too much, but in one of the trailers, there's like these like alien dog things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right? It's an alien dog.
Sure.
So there's like this what would be a dog. No, it's ugly as fuck.
Oh, okay.
So it would be a dog in this universe, right?
Right.
And it looks fucking real.
Ooh.
And it looks so fucking cool.
Okay.
And they must have done some sort of CG animation with like a dog.
Well, they probably motion captured a dog.
Yeah, like motion captured a dog and then like kind of added to it.
Yeah.
So my point here is just like the more that we're going to have this awesome, development of 3D animation and stuff like that, the better that we're going to like lose ourselves in science fiction, lose ourselves in real science and like all this stuff. So I just like, the future is so bright that I cannot wait and I want it to happen now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's happening right now.
I think as we discover more about how the Earth works, the impact of like just mushrooms.
Okay.
Just how
mushroom conversation done.
Just how, in terms of like scientific discovery,
yes.
This is the most exciting time, and the fact that
perception, dudes,
a man could discover something that could cure all the bees, communicate to other individuals about how to fix the problem,
yes.
and then that's how we're fixing the problem. That's amazing. Normally, it would be refuted. It would be like, no, we're on drugs. That's bad. That sort of thing.
But people are being more inclined to learn up about it and think about it.
Well, that's because when it comes down to how these networks work, the networks work, it engages in deep thoughts, conversation, and we want to ask more questions.
Yeah. But thank you guys again. So this has been the Exp Talk Show, talk show podcast.
We're live every week at 7:30 p.m. CT
every Thursday. So now we're going to be back on the show.
Buy shirts here.
Buy shirts from our store.
If you guys want to see these shirts, they're fucking shirts, they're comfy. Man. They're badass.
They're rad shirts.
They're not on the screen like they should be. Check it. Look it's our page, thexptalkshow.com. You go to merch. You go, "Hey, who that handsome man sitting on a thing? Wow, look at that." No, these are great shirts. They're silk screen printed. They come in small, medium, and large. I have limited quantities of those. And they also come in a badass blue color.
Yes.
They're all heather, so they're a little bit mixed. They're like kind of purpley blue, and then the other one's like blackish, grayish.
They're soft. Oh, they're
very soft. I'm wearing mine tomorrow, so
hell yeah, man. So
let's get in on
we appreciate the support. Again, if you guys had some good old times.
If you pay enough money, I will be inside that shirt.
He's gonna ship himself to you. That's what's gonna happen in your shirt. So you're gonna get his musk and his stench on you. Gosh, I'm Lee.
I'm Steve, and this has been the Exp Talk Show.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
We'll see you guys later.
So great. We'll see you guys next time. Kisses.
Big kisses.